Okay.
Good morning, everybody. A happy New Year. Today is January 2nd, second day of the new year. 366 days in this year, by the way. So enjoy that bonus year, or bonus day, sorry.
We actually have a leap year?
It is a leap year.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's a leap year. February 29th will be coming someday soon. As you can see, this is where we wish we were today, up in the mountains in this beautiful lodge. But instead, we're in the Front Range in Colorado here. And I'm looking out the window and it is dry and there's not any snow out there. So it's kind of a bummer. So welcome everybody. My name is Ryan. This is Justin.
Hello.
And we're here to talk about money a little bit. Try to help you out with some ideas.
So Ryan, I got a question for you. You're talking about money here.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of Keeping Up with the Joneses?
I have heard that said, and I don't know who the Joneses are, and I don't care who the Joneses are.
I like it.
Let's
I like
talk
it.
about it, though.
Let's break that down. Keeping Up with the Joneses is a fantastic saying that we have in our finance world here.
Yeah.
Basically, what it means is if your neighbor or somebody is getting the new car or the new fancy TV or they're getting fancy stuff, and you go follow suit, you go get your fancy car, you go get your fancy TV. So somebody else is kind of dictating how you're spending your money, right? So that's kind of what Keeping Up with the Joneses is. My wife and I had a conversation the other day, and we internalized this question.
Uh-huh.
We asked ourselves, how are we keeping up with the Joneses?
Do you think you are?
You know what? That's a good question. And the conclusion that we had was no.
Good.
We feel that we're not keeping up with the Joneses. They're way up ahead.
They're over there. Hey, Joneses, how you doing?
And we're just kind of doing our own thing, right? Yeah, we go on vacations and we have things that we like, but I don't think it's because the Joneses did it.
Good.
Right? I
That's
think
good.
I think a lot of times we do it because we want to, and it's because it builds the memories for us that we're interested in doing. Like we have a big trip that we've been planning for a couple of years. It's not because anybody else has done this big trip. It's just because we want to. It sounds super cool.
I love it. I'm going to make up a statistic.
Okay.
84% of Americans try to keep up with the Joneses.
This is true.
And 16% don't. We'd like to believe that we're part of that 16% where we don't care about the Joneses. We live our own lives the way we want to live it. We hope you do too. But that's going to take some reflection to see if that truly is the case for yourselves.
Yep. So today, let's talk a little bit about this thing called living below your means.
Huge.
Oftentimes what this happens is, let me give you an example here. One time at school, I'm out in the halls, I'm doing my thing, and I got this kid just running by. I got paid yesterday, $50. Let's go to lunch. I'm buying lunch for everybody.
Let's go.
And I'm like, man. Or not, right? So this kid is not living below his means. He's got money just burning a hole in his pocket, and he's ready to spend it. And I think oftentimes...
Well, let me ask you a question.
Okay.
If you could have pulled that kid from running and say, don't run in the hall,
first
of all.
It's not a swimming pool. It's not a swimming pool.
That's true. But you stop and say, no running in the hall.
Yeah.
And then you say, I overheard your conversation. I'm going to give you some advice. What advice would you have given this kid that's running down the hall with saying he's going to buy lunch for everyone with his $50?
My advice for him would be to buy lunch for himself. And that's it.
I love it. Let
the other kids, for themselves. Exactly. He keeps his own $40 and he's got $40.
I like it.
Right? So instead of just gone,
yeah,
he's going
to have a lot of friends as he's buying everyone lunch.
Yeah,
I'd be his friend. Hey, where are we going today,
right?
buddy? Taco Bell, Burger King. I love them both.
So yeah, that would be my suggestion. Just save your money. You go get lunch. Let everybody else get their own.
I like it.
It doesn't make you a bad person.
No.
On that kind of same note, though, I think a lot of times, as we go through life, we start experiencing things, we start growing, and this thing called credit cards kind of comes in. It can be for a lot of people. Credit cards and buy now, pay later. Now, credit cards, you've got your little card, you throw it out there, it goes on there, and now you have an IOU, right? Um, Buy now, pay later, it's the same thing, but it's not a credit card. You can just push a button on the Amazon screen, or you can push the button at the Walmart checkout.
Are you serious? Like, so I don't know about this, so you're gonna have to educate me about this.
Yeah,
So
it's
buy now, pay later.
buy now, pay
Push a
later.
button. So give me the basics of how that.
So, for example,
works.
a credit card, you have to apply for the credit card. They give you a certain amount of limit,
Right.
right? And it does a hard ping on your credit. So your credit score will drop a little bit. But when it comes to the buy now, pay later, you kind of don't get that, right? There's no hard ping on your credit. There's no limit per se.
Yeah. So
right?
how does it work? Like, give an example. Like, you buy $100.
So if I go buy $100 thing, it'll break it up into, let's just say for easy math, 4 payments: 25, 25, 25, and 25.
Nice.
I can afford a $25 payment.
Right.
I just can't afford the $100 now. Is the mindset that people are going into when they do the buy now, pay later. And what this does is, if you miss a payment, it is actually worse than the credit cards.
It is.
It's worse than the credit cards. I mean, we're talking about higher interest rates.
Yeah.
Credit cards nowadays are like 20 to 30% interest rates. And so if I had like $1,000, that's $200 that I'm paying just on interest on a 20% interest rate, right? Why would anybody want to give $200 away?
Right. So should people use buy now, pay later?
Absolutely not.
What should they do instead?
If you don't have the money, you don't get the thing.
Wait, I'm confused. You mean you shouldn't use a credit card or buy now, pay later to get stuff?
Yes.
You should use cash that you've earned and you have in your pocket, so to speak.
If you don't have the money, you don't get the thing.
So you might have to wait a couple months to get something?
You might have to.
Delayed gratification a little bit? Okay.
This sounds like a Saturday Night Life skit that was going on
exactly. No, I think you got to live below your means. Back to your point, live below your means. If you don't have it yet, save for it.
Right.
You got to wait till you have the money.
Wait till you have the money. Even if you have a credit card, if you don't have the money, you don't get the thing. Okay, this is where a lot of people get in trouble with their credit cards. They figure, well, I'll just make payments. I'll just kind of whittle away at. No. That's not how credit cards should be used, right? So you were saying cut costs. I think that is fantastic. I think that living below your means doesn't have to be scrimp and save, though.
No.
Right? I think that you can't save yourself to wealth.
No.
But you can do certain things to improve your circumstances. For example, my wife and I, we used to have AT&T, and we were paying like $100 a month for our phone bill. For just the two of us. Yeah, we were paying like $100, and we were kind of holding on to it. Like back in the day, teachers got this teacher discount.
Oh, I remember those days. That was a long time ago.
It was a long time ago. Teacher discount for cell phones. Government employee.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, we have to hold on to it. It's the teacher discount.
Yeah, you're important now.
I'm important,
you got
right?
Discount.
But it took me a while, and we're grandfathered into this plan, and we're saving money because it's $150, but it was still $100. But I'm like, you know what? There's a better way. So we actually went with another phone bill where it's like, we're a phone company, where it's like, I think it's $15 a month, maybe $30 a month for both of us.
Holy cow.
To have our phone bill. And nothing's changed. I still have the same service. I still have the same amount of data that I can use.
Yeah.
And it's like I said, it's like $70 a month savings now.
So you shopped around.
Yep.
You found that plan.
Yep.
Saving $70 a month. That's $840 a year that you can now do whatever you want with. And you still have a phone.
I still have a phone.
You still have what you originally had.
And nobody knows that I have other $800 in my pocket.
Yeah.
Right? I think I can think of something to do for $800.
Oh, absolutely.
The other thing that I do is I call my internet provider every year, and I'm like, hey, I'm a longtime customer. Can we bring the price back down? Because every year they jack the price back
Oh yeah.
up, but they'll bring it back down
And you know
for
why
me.
they do that? They hope you get so busy in your life that
Yep,
you forget to do something like that.
yep,
And then 2 or 3 years later, you realize, oh, I haven't done that in a while.
right,
And you're out a couple $1,000s of savings because you're not every year saying,
yep,
hey, can we look at redoing this a bit? I'm a long time customer.
yeah.
So that's smart. You do it every year.
I do it every year. I
Yeah.
keep an eye on my internet provider bill,
Yep.
and I'm like, all right, it's gonna go up June or July, and so I make that. I look for it, and
So
I
just
make the
those two
phone call.
things you're saving. I'm making this up, of course. Maybe $1,500 a year, maybe 2,000.
Yeah,
If you stuck with a higher phone company, and if you never worked on negotiating, lowering your cable costs, let's call it,
right.
you'd be out 2,000 a year every year. That's a lot of money.
Yep.
Huh.
And there's several things that you can do: phone bills, internet, car insurance, home insurance. There's a lot of things that you can do to cut your costs so that you have this money.
It's true.
Now, I think part of this, having this extra money, this $2,000 a month or $2,000 a year,
Yeah.
this can help you pay off your debts.
Yeah.
Now,
If you have debts.
let me ask you this question.
If you have debts.
If I have debts, am I living below my means?
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
But we should mention there's good debt and bad debt. We'll just give one quick example of good debt in our
Okay.
opinions, because we've talked about this.
Right.
If you have a mortgage, that's good debt.
That's good
That's
debt.
understandable. A 15-year loan, a 30-year loan, those are good debt. But credit cards, bad debt. School loans, try to hammer out. You might have had to get school loans, but try to get rid of it sooner than later. Be aggressive on that to get rid of that debt.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think that's so important. My wife and I, we made a conscious decision to hammer out the student loan debts as quick as we could, and it was one of those things. Once again, we had to live below our means
Live below your means.
and make some adjustments.
Right.
Right? Our quality of life didn't go down by changing phone carriers.
No,
Our quality of life didn't go down by changing car insurance.
that's true.
So
Love it.
I think that there are definitely things that we can do. So let's wrap some stuff up here.
Yeah, you bet.
Live below your means, okay? Keeping up with the Joneses, not a good idea.
Forget the Joneses.
Forget the Joneses. Credit cards and buy now, pay laters, forget about those as well, okay? Look at your, I want to give you a little homework.
Oh,
Give you something to do here.
Mr. Teacher here.
Right? I want you guys to go out and analyze your expenses. Are there areas that you can cut costs? Are there areas that you might be keeping up with the Joneses? Ask yourself that question. How am I keeping up with the Joneses? And then make some adjustments where needed. Okay. I think it's important that we live below our means.
Absolutely.
Right? Money in, money out is going to kill you.
I love it. I think that's been a great discussion, and it's just being more intentional with your money, and then also obviously having goals of where you want to get. If you have no goals in the future, then why not spend everything you have? Where do you want to be in 5 years, 10 years, 20 years? Because those, that's going to happen eventually. Eventually, you're going to be old like me, right? If you're a 23-year listening to this, or someone younger. So, yeah, I love everything we talk about. Thanks, Justin.
Yep. Thank you, Ryan. And thank you, everybody. We'll see you next time.
Cheers.